name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com.
And welcome to our psychic interview series. Today I'm talking to the amazing Lisa, who has been working on the network for about 4 years. Lisa has an amazing story about how she came to develop her psychic abilities. She loves to do channeling, and she's quite clairvoyant in her readings as well. And one of the other things that Lisa's really interested in is the tree of life. Welcome, Lisa. Hello. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Rose. It's really good to see you again.
Hello again. Okay, so most of us do want to develop our natural psychic abilities and our spirituality, Lisa. So do you have any tips and tricks on how to do this?
Oh, look, absolutely. I think that the most important thing to recognize when we're trying to develop our spiritual gifts is that spirituality is not something that's out there. It's more inside of us. And the way that we connect with that is actually through our physical sensory perceptions.
Yes.
And so the biggest tip I can give anyone is get to learn your body, understand how do my senses work? What is my perception? And that will give you the key to be able to hear and see and feel the universe in such a richer way.
What a really valid point that is. I remember my psychic abilities really developed when I started learning massage. And so having massages and learning about massage can really help people. So that's a really good point that you bring up there. Could you tell us more about the tree of life?
Oh, look, absolutely. It's one of my favorite subjects, actually. The thing that I think that you need to know about the tree of life is that it's actually a map. It's a map to understanding our body. It's a map to understanding the universe. And it talks about life cycles. And so the more we understand the tree, the more we can recognize what's the next step in my evolution and what are the things that I need to incorporate into my daily life that can help me to grow. Because like trees, we need water, we need food, we need sunlight. And so by understanding the map, it gives us the right instruction as to what is the food that we need, what is the water that we need. And so...
Wow, that's really interesting. So in other words, we go through different cycles in our life, and we can sort of, once we understand the map, then we can sort of understand where we are in our life and where we're headed towards.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And it's basically a cheat sheet for answering any difficulty that you have in your life. So that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I think the more that people learn about it, the quicker they're going to be able to incorporate those lessons in their daily lives.
Wow, that sounds incredible. We should do another video about the tree of life, I think, because I've always been kind of interested in it. And you see there's like Asian artworks and Indian artworks, and they've got like trees with birds singing in the trees, and I've got the birds going outside at the moment.
That is absolutely right. And I think that the other thing to remember is that it's across every culture in the world. You made a really good point there.
Great. Okay. Also, how do you think, being spiritual, how can it enhance your everyday life? What's the use of it? Some people will say, oh, I don't need that airy fairy stuff. So how can it actually help you?
I think that the reason spirituality helps us so much in our life is because we cannot feel fulfilled and whole and happy and joyful without the connection to our true self. I think a lot of us are taught throughout our life to mask the truth of who we are inside of ourselves. And we're programmed and trained to fit into society in such a way that we forget at the very core, spirituality is all there is. It's who we are before we're born. It's who we're going to become after death. And so it can really help us to relax into life, trust the process, and to feel really good in that.
Yes, it does feel like such a big responsibility living, doesn't it? Sometimes it's like it's all on our shoulders and we don't have the life manual on how to do it. So, what are we supposed to do in this brand new situation that we've never encountered before because we didn't learn it in school or our parents didn't teach us?
Yeah, look, absolutely. Fundamental point there too.
Yes, so I think if people can, as you were saying before about turning within, it's great to have a psychic reading, of course, but the best psychic readings I feel are the psychic readings that confirm what you already know inside yourself.
Absolutely, and I think it's always helpful as well to help our clients to really connect with that part of themselves that knows that they're okay.
And sometimes the ego gets in the way of things a bit, doesn't it? You know, and so what do you think the main differences are, or how is it that ego really interferes in our spiritual life?
Fundamentally, I think it's important that we understand that there are levels to our mind. So if you thought of it like a 3-stage process, like you've got your lower mind, you've got your middle mind, and then you've got your higher mind. I would say that the ego is the middle mind. It's the thing that translates between our inner self, our inner child, and the external world and source, as we would label it that. So I think the ego can be like a catcher in baseball and a thrower in baseball. It can either catch the ball and throw the ball, or it can drop the ball. And if the ball is dropped, then it can't go anywhere, can it? So I think it's like a shield that we place in our mind to help to filter between our higher self and our lower self. And I think that ultimately it's in thought. Thought is ego.
Wow, that's a really good answer that really does shed some light on the issue. Thanks so much, Lisa, for joining me today. That was a really interesting description you gave about ego at the end there. I'd love to talk to you again about the Tree of Life, so I really look forward to that. Thanks for all your efforts, and I'll see you again soon.
Thanks so much, Rose. I really love talking to you.
Bye.
Bye.